What's up, YouTube? Orangutan, really? Um, so in light of this video, I have I have gotten my beautiful watermelon here. I'm gonna make this real quick because this is not what my channel is about. But a lot of the times people ask me, how are you doing in Germany and what is Germany like and how you deal with Germans and how do you deal with the weather. Oh, you guys don't want to see the weather right now. It is horrible. And I'm really sorry that I have been like away from Facebook. If you can hear, not Facebook, YouTube, you can hear in the background some mumbling and there's a little mattress here. Yeah, this is what my life has been for the past couple of months. I've just had a baby. She's 7 months old now, so yeah, she takes up a lot of my time. So my first experience with racism in Germany was when I went to a store, and I don't, because it's so crazy how things go viral, especially this topic, considering the time that we're living in, where it's such a popular theme. I don't want to mention the name of the store, so they don't call me out. But I was living in a village. We moved recently also, so there's been a lot going on. But before we moved, like I first came here and I went to a store and it was raining. It's always raining. Um, and so I went into the store to buy something and I had an umbrella, of course, and this umbrella was maybe similar to the ones they were selling in the store, but it was used. I had it open, I was using it, I went inside the store with it, it was wet. So I get to the counter with my umbrella after shopping, and the cashier goes, in German, of course, did you buy this umbrella here? And I'm like, of course I didn't buy this umbrella here. And she's like, well, let me see. And I had to like show her the umbrella and everything. And I really took offense to that she would be like not believing me, and wanted me to show her receipt and stuff. And so I went home and I was distraught because basically to me, it felt like she was trying to accuse me of stealing, and I felt at the time like if I was white or German, that I wouldn't be having this conversation with this woman. So I really was offended because, I mean, you could see that the umbrella was wet. It was open. Or maybe she didn't see, but I went home and I made a big stink and I was in tears and I was just like, I can't believe this is happening and that happened to me. And, they don't even sell this umbrella here. They don't even sell big umbrellas at the store. So how could does she not know what's in the store? And I was having like a total fit. I told my husband got ready, he got dressed, and he raced over to the place and was like, yo, I need to speak to the manager. This is what happened to my wife, and we live here in this village, and I don't appreciate this kind of racist deeds. Um, the manager was distraught. He had never experienced that before because where we live was like the boondocks. It was like like real German village that you see on TV kind of Germany, like integration, multicultural, cosmopolitan situations just don't happen where I live, right, where we used to live. And so this guy was just like, oh my goodness, we're not like that. And he didn't know how to handle the situation. So basically we were just like, maybe you need to educate your people, a little bit about the cultural sensitivities that come along with being a minority in a place like this, and just don't assume or be aware of the fact that your cashiers are assuming that my wife is stealing, and my wife took that as an offense because she felt personally attacked because she's black. So he was apologetic and he wanted to know who it was so he could write up that person, and we didn't get into all of that, but it really created a conversation for us to have a serious talk about how do we deal with racism now that we live in a country where we are the minority. I have two biracial children, two daughters, and um, we knew that this was going to happen again. And so we talked about how to deal with these situations and what kind of conversations, what kind of situations we wanted to address and what kind of situations we just want to let go. Um, so we had the talk and we said, you know what, we're just going to make sure that we set an example to the kids to know who they really are and feel like their home is a safe place where they can debunk, talk about things, deal with them, and really know how to give people back their issues. And really know when and how and where to just let shit go. Sorry, Mom, I know you might be listening, but we as a people, especially if you want to be a person of Black African descent who is able to transcend and to do things and to just not be just a Black person, you know, and do things that you really in your heart feel like you're being called to do. Like, maybe I want to be in a rock band, or maybe I want to dress a certain way, you know, but that's not considered Black. When you're able to let go of what people think about you, you're able to accomplish so much more, which leads me to my closing argument and my next point, which is knowing when to fight. That was a situation that I felt was really predominantly, like, it was really necessary for me to fight because I lived in this neighborhood and I knew that I was going to have to go back to that place. And so I had to really set a precedent for stuff that I was going to deal with and stuff that I wasn't going to deal with. So that was something that was really important for me to clear up. There was a situation a few days ago where my husband's going to be real mad if he ever hears of this video. But we were on the bus and we were on the train, and this guy came up to my daughter and was like, she was in the way with the stroller, and he came up to her and was like, oh, these effing Auslanders, or that means immigrants, and these N-word, N-word, N-word. And my daughter didn't hear that. My husband did, because apparently the guy thought that it was just me, my daughter, and the baby. And so my husband came in last, and so he heard the whole thing. And my husband is white German, and this was the first time, you guys, that he had ever experienced racism firsthand. And so even though we had had the talk about how and when and where we wanted and what we wanted to deal with, he had not been approached with this situation before. And so he lost his effing mind. He was like, and he had the baby, his little watermelon in the baby carrier, you know, because I was in my heels and I wanted to look cute. And so he was like, take the baby, take the baby, take the baby. I'm like, for what? Oh, he just called you the N-word, and he's talking about Black people, and I'm gonna kick his ass. And I'm like, really? Really? And so I was just like, no, you're not going to go kick his ass, because we're having a family day and you're going to go beat up people in front of your kids? No. So we had a long talk about it. It basically ruined our day. And after he had calmed down, 48 hours later, we finally were able to sit and have a talk about knowing when to fight, guys. Because I was emotional, because, you know, as a Black person, you deal with this kind of stuff all the time. So you know when to get into it and when not to get into it. And this was some bum, random German guy with no teeth, you know, who just looked a hot mess. Like, why am I going to fight him? He's not my boss. He don't pay my bills. You know what I'm saying? I have that perspective. When you're dealing with people, which leads me to my next video, who have no idea how and when and why and what racism is, they have a different way. They make it about them, you know, in one of a better saying, they make it about them and them being able to have to prove something then and there. And it's not like that for every person of Black African descent every single time, if you want to be successful and stay focused on the prize, which is a happy, joyful life where you learn to give people back their issues and learn what issues are yours and what issues are theirs. So that means that you have to know who you are and what is worth the fight and what isn't. And I really want to encourage all of those who are going through any kind of discrimination anywhere, or minority anywhere, who have seen this video, to take home that our world would be so much better, minority or not, if people just spend just a little bit more time being happy and thankful and grateful for whatever it is you do have, and less time complaining about whatever. Because there will always be some fight, there will always be a war, and there will always be an enemy that will want to steal our joy. And there's so much to be happy and grateful for. And that was what we learned out of the experience. Now, of course, I could have been like telling this story to a police officer trying to get my husband bailed out of jail right now. Like, seriously, like, he is that guy. But we didn't, because he had a wife next to him who was saying to him that this is not our fight. Our fight is when my daughter experienced bullying at the hands of teachers because she's the new kid and they think that, you know, something is now missing or something went wrong, and oh, it has to be the new black kid because you know how those black people are. That's our fight. Our fight is learning how to make sure that our kids have the strength to say, I am this way, I look this way, and that is more than okay. It is beautiful, and it is here, and black girl power. Our fight is touching the hearts of the people that are willing to listen and saying, hey, difference is what the beauty of God bestowed on this earth. And we should learn to be more thankful for that and stop all the damn complaining. Love you guys.